Lemkin Solitaire and Equalizer seeders and planters offer disruptive innovation like vertical banding, dry and or liquid onboard fertilizer, and great prices. Go to lemkindemo.com for more information and to request a demo.
I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to Real Agriculture. It won't be long before the calendar turns to April, and that means it's time for the Canadian Dairy XPO. The annual dairy showcase takes place at the Stratford Fairgrounds on April 2nd and 3rd. And to talk about what's in store for dairy farmers, I'm joined now by CDX President Jordon Underhill. Jordon, hey, great to have you back on Real Agriculture.
Hey, happy to be on Real Ag again.
Hey, I want to talk about all the happenings at the show, but first let's talk about an ownership change. You founded CDX in 2013, but you've now sold the show to DLG, the German Agricultural Society, an organization we know well for their work with Agritechnica and EuroTier. What does that ownership mean, that change mean, for the Canadian Dairy Expo?
I think it's a big positive for not only my team here at CDX, but the future of the show in terms of further educating producers and engaging the industry. These guys are world leaders, of course, with EuroTier, the largest livestock show in the world. We talked since 2018, and finally the stars aligned to make the move and involve DLG. And they're going to be very careful to not affect the culture of the show, which is part of the magic of CDX, but incorporate some of their systems and multimedia technologies to make the show better. So we're not going to make the show bigger necessarily, but we're going to continue to make it better. And the main team is still at the helm here, and we're excited to have them involved.
Awesome. Hey, let's talk about the Canadian Dairy Summit. Now, that's a one-day CEO training program that happens on April 1st, the day before the show opens. Tell us about that program and why you think producers should attend.
I mean, anybody that operates a business has to continually educate themselves. And although dairy farmers call themselves dairy farmers and they like milking cows and looking at cows, it's also big business. And so we feel a responsibility as a trade show, to further educate dairy producers and including the entire family unit. And so that's what it's all about, continued education, more focused on business. So this year you'll hear topics from cybersecurity to cohabitation agreements, and of course the big topic, which will be trade, with Dairy Farmers of Canada involved, and we'll have a federal representative from the Trade Commission team there to speak about kind of the zoomed out version of what we're looking at in terms of the future of trade of the dairy commodity. And yeah, it's the day before at the Stratford Theatre, which is a world-class facility, 5 minutes from the CDX site, and included in everybody's admission or registration is tickets for CDX as well.
Awesome. Hey, now technology and innovation is always a key focus for this show. You're again featuring the German pavilion. Now, what can producers expect to see from an innovation perspective this year?
I mean, the dairy industry is just advancing in terms of automation and robotics. It's, leading not only in agriculture, but even other categories from a technology standpoint. So it's amazing to see the advancements year over year. And yeah, the German pavilion will showcase some of that. Of course, the robotic milking companies and manure management companies will be there showcasing the latest of what they have. We also have a new hoof trimming demonstration, which will take place twice a day with about 7 different manufacturers of the latest hydraulic hoof trimming chutes, which create low stress on the cattle and the people. So they'll be there demoing at 10 o'clock in the morning and also 2 o'clock in the afternoon, both days. And so it'll be a great kind of shopping comparison area for dairy farmers, whether they're looking for an on-farm chute or a mobile commercial chute. Those will be on display both days.
For sure. Hey, genetics is always a highlight of the program. Tell us about Genetics in Motion. It's back again. You build this as the largest genetics display in Canada.
Yeah, so there's going to be, between the Genetics in Motion display and the calf sale, there should be about 80 females on site. And of course, dairy farmers love looking at udders and having a chat. And we're pretty excited that 4 companies have stepped up, which is a big commitment and a big liability to have these cows on site. But it's a real special part, again, of the culture and the magic of CDX, having these elite dairy daughters from top bulls in Canada and across the world on display live for dairy farmers to compare and figure out their future of their breeding programs.
Yeah. Now, a big highlight every year is, certainly in the recent years, Calves for a Cause returns again this year. An annual charity auction you run with the Ingersoll Dairy, Ontario dairy farmer Daryl Marcus. Tell us about that and what you have in store for this year.
Yeah, so the Calves for a Cause sale is incorporated into Cheese Fest. So Cheese Fest kicks off at 4 o'clock on the first day. We have a German theme this year, so it's going to be like an Oktoberfest theme with a live band and beer steins and lots of entertainment around that night. And then at 7 o'clock, we lead into the Calves for a Cause sale, which is just, the right thing to do. I've always said from day one to host this sale and raise money for, struggling youth and that amazing children's hospital. So I think last year we cracked 60,000 in terms of what we raised for the children's hospital, and we hope to beat that record this year. But there'll be 40 elite calves offered that night. And then there's a pile of frozen lots that are also available on Farm Gate, and that sale goes till the show ends, basically at 4 o'clock on day 2. So yeah, lots to see. It's become a big highlight in terms of the place to be in the dairy industry, seeing elite genetics and supporting that great cause.
Yeah, well, I've been there for a few years, and it is a lot of fun, and it's a tremendous buzz. So don't miss that. It all happens April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the in Stratford, Ontario. Jordon, where can viewers get more information about the Canadian Dairy Expo?
Yeah, dairyexpo.ca has all the information on the programming of the show and how to get tickets both for CDX and the summit, and also a number to call our office, and you'll actually get a live voice. So happy to talk to anybody anytime, and we're anxious to welcome the dairy industry, especially with what's happening right now. We expect big crowds in terms of there's an extra patriotic buzz and pride in terms of what we're doing in the dairy industry in Canada. And we expect big crowds first week of April.
Well, great stuff, Jordon. I always appreciate you making time. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep, can't wait.